Hi friends, welcome on Europedia, the platform where you can prepare for any kind of interviews, and this video is related to the mother of interviews, Bhabha Atomic Research Center. BARC now interviews shortlisting has come and many of you are going for the interview of BARC. Friends, let me tell you, the interview pattern of BARC is different from every other interviews. The scientists there sitting there are not interested in your answers. They are interested in the approach which you follow to reach the answer. They just want to check the way you are thinking, your basic knowledge, your basic fundamentals, how you approach one particular problem when it is given to you. They will increase the degree of difficulty in gradual manner. I have rated that from 0 to 5 level. 0 is very basic level, maybe definition, that is how they start with. Then gradually they keep on increasing the degree of difficulty, and then they link the concepts. When they ask you a question, they try to link other concept also, because the research is always interdisciplinary. You need to think different things parallel. So they check your that particular capability and they increase the degree of difficulty. So in entire interview, maybe which may last more than 1 hour, इन एंटायर इंटरव्यू वो आपसे 2 या 3 क्वेश्चन ही पूछेंगे, उनकी डिफिकल्टी बढ़ाते चले जाएंगे. दे विल आस्क यू वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन द मोमेंट यू रीच. दे विल आस्क यू टू गो ऑन बोर्ड और ऑन द टेबल. दे विल आस्क यू बेसिक क्वेश्चन. फिर उस बेसिक क्वेश्चन में डिग्री ऑफ डिफिकल्टी बढ़ाते चले जाएंगे. दे विल कीप ऑन इंक्रीजिंग इट एंड दे विल फोर्स यू टू थिंक. दे विल ऑल्सो गिव यू हिंट और क्लू. दे विल फोर्स यू टू थिंक. नाउ दिस इज अ सीरीज ऑफ प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस ऑफ इंटरव्यू जो हमारे स्टूडेंट्स ने हमारे साथ शेयर किया होता है कि सर मैं वहाँ गया तो उन्होंने ये पूछा, फिर उन्होंने ये पूछा, देन दे आस्क दिस, देन दे आस्क दिस. तो इन द फॉर्म ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट यूरोपीडिया इज रिलीजिंग दैट PYQ of BARC interview of different subjects. The mentors will also share many videos with you and you can download this document for your reference. आप ऐसे जब प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, 5 से 10 बार प्रैक्टिस करेंगे मेंटर्स के साथ, तो यू विल डेवलप अ नैक ऑफ हाउ यू आर टू थिंक. आपको कैसे सोचना है, आपको कैसे प्रैक्टिस करनी है, you will develop that particular knack which will immensely help you for the actual interview of BARC. So other interviews में it may be like fire round kind of questions, like आपको क्वेश्चन फायर कर रहे हैं immediately. एक क्वेश्चन, फिर दूसरा आ गया, फिर तीसरा आ गया, तो मे बी 10-15 मिनट में उन्होंने आपसे 25-30 क्वेश्चन पूछ लिए. In BARC it is not like that. They give you a lot of time to think. So you should not be in hurry. Develop that behavior, develop that interview बिहेवियर विच यू हैव टू डिस्प्ले देयर, जिसमें क्वेश्चन जब दिया जाएगा तो आप सोचेंगे, फिर आप उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा सोच के आंसर करेंगे, फिर आपको क्लू देगा, फिर आप दोबारा सोचेंगे, फिर आप ऐसे अप्रोच करेंगे प्रॉब्लम को आगे की तरफ. अगर आपने प्रॉब्लम को सही तरीके से अप्रोच करना सीख लिया तो आपका इंटरव्यू क्लियर हो जाएगा. आई विल नॉट से देयर इज एनी बुक टू प्रिपेयर फॉर इंटरव्यू एंड ऑल. जो आप स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स पढ़ते हैं दे आर सफिशिएंट. जो मैराथन वीडियोस यूरोपीडिया ने बनाए हैं, दे मे ऑल्सो बी गुड फॉर यू, बट इट इज द प्रैक्टिस विच इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रेंड्स. द प्रैक्टिस ऑफ दिस पैटर्न इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड अदर देन यूरोपीडिया आई डोंट थिंक एनी अदर प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोवाइड्स यू द प्रैक्टिस ऑफ दिस दिस पर्टिकुलर फॉर्मेट. एंड इफ यू डू प्रैक्टिस, श्योरली यू विल फाइंड दैट आपको बेनिफिट होता है और आप उसको एग्जाम को निकाल सकते हैं. 100% selection in BARC and NPCIL is on the basis of interview. The moment you got interview call, तो उसके बाद इंटरव्यू ही सिलेक्शन है. तो इसलिए इंटरव्यू की तैयारी उतनी ही इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाती है जितनी रिटन एग्जाम की तैयारी है. इनफैक्ट इवन मोर. वाई? बिकॉज नाउ यू आर कंपीटिंग विद दो स्टूडेंट्स जिन्होंने रिटन निकाल लिया, तो दे आर गुड स्टूडेंट्स. सो इसलिए इंटरव्यू की प्रिपरेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. और अगर आप बिना मॉक स्नैप के जा रहे हैं तो आपका चांसेस कम हो जाता है क्रैक करने का. मैं स्टार्ट करता हूं. Bhabha Atomic Research Center, we are targeting May 2025 interviews, and BARC interview is different from other interviews. These are some of the differences between BARC interview and rest of the interviews. So degree of difficulty keeps on increasing, and in this document you are going to see the previous year questions of the interview. I have taken question from strength of material, and you are not to answer no or you are not to jump to the answer. This is a pattern you are not to follow. इमीडिएटली आंसर करने वाला पैटर्न फॉलो नहीं करना है, और आपको मल्टीपल मॉक सेशंस लगाने हैं मेंटर्स के साथ. यस, देयर आर डिफरेंट डिग्री ऑफ डिफिकल्टीज. सो 0 लेवल इज बेसिक लेवल. दे विल स्टार्ट 0 मार्क्स. 0 लेवल के कोई मार्क्स नहीं होते हैं, वो सब आंसर कर देते हैं आप. उसके बाद फर्स्ट लेवल, सेकंड लेवल, थर्ड लेवल, एंड इफ यू रीच द लेवल नंबर 5, अगर आप वहां तक पहुंच गए और आप अच्छा आंसर कर दिए तो आपका सिलेक्शन होगा ऑब्वियसली. सो देयर आर 5 लेवल्स टू दिस बेसिकली इंटरव्यू. सो This is a gradually enhanced difficulty level pattern which Bhabha Atomic Research Center follows, and our today's interview is about that only. So keep on climbing the ladder of 5 levels and then eventually आप बहुत difficult questions का आंसर भी कर रहे होंगे. So let's start with this actual question which was asked in the previous years. So as you know, when you go for the interview of Bhabha Atomic Research Center, तो आपसे पूछेंगे आपके favorite subjects क्या हैं, what are your favorite subjects. Normally you are supposed to tell 5 favorite subjects, and these subjects should be core subjects of your engineering background. Like if you are mechanical engineering background, then it should be strength of material, fluid mechanics, heat transfer, thermodynamics, production engineering, material science. So production के अंदर ही material science. So अगर ये 5 subjects आप बताते हैं, then you are safe. Now strength of material जब आप बोलेंगे तो rest assured there will be someone who will ask you question from strength of material. तो आपसे सबसे पहले बहुत ही बेसिक क्वेश्चन पूछेगा, how do you define stress. और ये क्वेश्चन आपकी स्ट्रेस को रिलीव करने के लिए होता है कि आप स्ट्रेस में तो नहीं है, नर्वस तो नहीं है, तो आपसे बेसिक क्वेश्चन पूछेगा टू स्टार्ट विद. वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय स्ट्रेस. एंड जो आप डिफाइन करोगे तो उसमें पॉइंट्स निकालेगा. अगर आपने बोल दिया कि सर दिस इज द एक्सटर्नल फोर्स पर यूनिट एरिया, तो he will ask you further that is it external force per unit area or is it internal resistance developed per unit area, because stress eventually is the internal resistance developed per unit area, right. So when you apply a force on a body, let us say आपने external tensile force apply की, let us say F is the tensile force, और अगर मैं आपको 3 dimensional view किसी बॉडी का दूं, यहां से इसको कट कर दूं, 2 पार्ट में इस बॉडी को कट कर दूं, तो दिस इज द फोर्स विच आई एम अप्लाइंग, external force, and maybe if I take different color, this F dash is the resistance force. This is pulling, this reaction force is also pulling, this reaction force is also pulling. So because of intermolecular bond, if you pull particular body, the body will also pull you. तो अगर मैं इस सेक्शन पे कट कर दूं तो दिस इज द एक्शन फोर्स एंड दिस इज F dash is the reaction force. And stress which is induced in the body, the stress which is induced in the body is the reaction force per unit area. Let's say area of cross section is A, तो stress sigma which is the tensile stress in this case is F dash per unit A, it is not F per unit A. तो जब आप स्ट्रेस को डिफाइन करोगे फ्रेंड्स, तो आपका बेसिक नॉलेज चेक करेगा whether you have the knowledge that stress is external force per unit area or internal resistance force per unit area. Mathematically, I mean magnitude wise it is same. Why? Because as per Newton's third law, this F is equal to this F dash. So to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Opposite का मतलब आप ये ना समझना कि टेंसाइल फोर्स का opposite is compressive force. No, equal and opposite here is the direction that you are pulling, so he is also pulling you, right? So for every action there is equal and opposite reaction as per Newton's third law, and magnitude of action and reaction is equal, hence stress is resistance force induced per unit area. So first comes the load, then comes the some kind of deformation in the intermolecular bonds, and because of that deformation there is a resistance induced in the body that is equal to action, and that resistance force per unit area is the stress. ये आपका पहला बेसिक लेवल जहां पे आपको 2-4 क्वेश्चन वो पूछेगा. उसके बाद बोलेगा कंपोजिट बार्स. आप जानते हैं कंपोजिट बार्स क्या होती हैं, थोड़ा सा आपका वो अंदर एंटर करने की ट्राई करेगा. इसका लेवल भी 0 है, बिकॉज यू नो व्हाट इज अ कंपोजिट बार्स, एंड यू नो बार्स कैन बी कंपोजिट बार्स, आई मीन combined bars can be of 2 types in parallel in the series. और ये जो एग्जांपल है आपका ये पैरेलल का है, RCC इन कंक्रीट. अगर आप देखोगे सो आपकी सरिया पड़ा होता है, कंक्रीट होता है, तो आपको पैरेलली लगाया जाता है, सो दैट लोड इज ट्रांसमिटेड in the composite bar. So overall load basically is the sum total of the load which is taken by this rod, steel rod, and maybe this concrete, so combined. So bars can be in series, it can be in parallel. तो उसने आपसे पूछा कंपोजिट बार्स के बारे में आप जानते हैं कितने तरह के होते हैं कंपोजिट बार्स, हाउ डू यू डिफाइन कंपोजिट बार्स, दे आर सब्जेक्टेड टू टेंसाइल और कंप्रेशन. तो आपने वो बताते चले गए, वो आपसे पूछता चला गया और आप उसमें बताते चले गए. फिर उसने पूछा कि ओके हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट हाइब्रिड कंपोजिट बार्स, क्या होती हैं हाइब्रिड कंपोजिट बार्स. पैरेलल और सीरीज तो आपने सुना है, बट हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट हाइब्रिड ऑल्सो. उसमें बीच में थोड़ा सा डिग्री ऑफ डिफिकल्टी वो बढ़ाएगा, वो इंक्रीज करने की ट्राई करेगा. ओके, रेनफोर्समेंट क्या होती है, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय रेनफोर्समेंट, व्हेन वन मटेरियल इज एम्बेडेड इन द अनदर मटेरियल मैट्रिक्स, एक रेनफोर्समेंट होता है, एक मैट्रिक्स होता है, बिकॉज हम क्वेश्चन आरसीसी का डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, तो आरसीसी में ही कैन आस्क यू व्हाट इज रेनफोर्समेंट, व्हाट इज मैट्रिक्स, व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ रेनफोर्समेंट, व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ द मैट्रिक्स. सो मटेरियल डिफरेंस होता है, सम मटेरियल्स आर गुड इन टेंसाइल लोडिंग, सम गुड इन कंप्रेसिव लोडिंग, लाइक कंक्रीट, दिस यू नो कंक्रीट इज गुड इन कंप्रेशन, स्टील इज गुड इन टेंसाइल. सो जब आप कंबाइन कर देते हैं तो कंपोजिट बीम बनता है. तो अब कंपोजिट बनाने का बेनिफिट क्या होता है, सो दैट व्हेन यू मेक द कंपोजिट ऑफ डिफरेंट मटेरियल्स, तो आप उनकी एडवांटेज या स्ट्रेंथ, यू कैन यूटिलाइज द एडवांटेज और स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ दीज मटेरियल्स. सो दैट वे यू मेड अ कंपोजिट. सो ऑब्वियसली यू विल एंटर इनटू रेनफोर्समेंट एंड मैट्रिक्स क्या होता है. एंड फ्रेंड्स, दिस whatever I am telling you in this particular document is the actual interview questions series. I mean, this is how it all evolved. और ये इंटरव्यू चला होगा आधा एक घंटा के बीच में, ये क्वेश्चन चलते रहे eventually, right? So students shared that this was asked and this was asked, then they went into matrix and reinforcement, and then they started asking fiber reinforced polymers, उनके बारे में थोड़ा सा डिस्कशन किया, तो they kept on asking. Then he comes to level 1. This was level 0, that do you know what is the stress, do you know what is the composites. So then he entered into level 1. Level 1 is now okay. Do you know that composite का purpose क्या है? Sir, load sharing. Okay, load sharing, is it same as stress sharing? I mean, composites are sharing the stress also, or they are sharing the load only? What is the purpose? Why you have this rod of steel in the concrete? Sir, for sharing the load or sharing the stress? And what is the difference between the two? So load sharing is like, okay, so whatever total load you apply, portion of that load is carried by each of the component, right? And there is a cross sectional area also. Now the material may be having different Young's modulus, and Young's modulus is further related to stiffness. So stiff material, different cross sectional area, so the load carried, share of the load which is carried. So how do you decide like which composite component will carry more load, which will carry less load? Does it depend upon the material of that particular composite? One is steel, another is aluminum. So the load transmitted, the load to be shared, let's say 100 Newton load is to be shared by aluminum and steel together. So does the load to be shared depend upon the stiffness of the material? That is the actual question, right? So proportion of the load which is carried by the material depends upon its material properties. Which material properties, like stiffness and all, how does it depend? So what do you say about that? What is principle? Whenever you have to analyze the composite bars, on what principle do you analyze? What are the principle to analyze? So the principle is the strain are going to be same, deformation of the composite bar component are going to be same. Let us say your composite bar has couple of components, so every component is going to have same strain, epsilon 1 epsilon 2 is equal, and total load is to be carried, total load is to be shared by the composite bars, and we are talking about that now in parallel composite bar, if we can talk about. So total load is shared by this, so strain is equal. So in case of parallel bars, the strains or deformation of each component is same and load is shared. But in case of series bar, if the components are connected in series, then the load, total load is going to remain same, which is shared by them, and total strain is added. So you have to add the strain. So that is there, composite bars, right? But the example we quoted was of parallel bar. So maybe during the interview he must have made the diagram of RCC in, so he must have told that this is something like parallel bar, and then discussion went into the parallel bar domain. Okay, then he gave you the more point, like two different materials bonded together, axial tensile load लगा दो उसके ऊपर, stress distributed between two material, अगर उनका modulus elasticity ये है, तो कंसेप्ट आप स्ट्रेस शेयरिंग का कंसेप्ट बनाओ. सो टेक अ कंपोजिट बार जिनमें E1 E2 आर मॉडुलस ऑफ इलास्टिसिटीज, A1 A2 आर द एरियाज. सो टेल हाउ द स्ट्रेस विल बी इंड्यूस्ड, हाउ द लोड विल बी इंड्यूस्ड. ये आपका बेसिक जो आप बोलते हो ना, डेरिवेशन करवाया. तो बिकॉज पैरेलल बार है, स्ट्रेन इज गोइंग टू बी सेम, राइट? एवरी कंपोनेंट इज गोइंग टू हैव सेम स्ट्रेन. So eventually you started saying that okay, because Hooke's law says that stress is modulus of elasticity into strain, and strain is equal. So this equation, obviously epsilon 1 is equal to epsilon 2, that simply means sigma 1 by E1 is equal to sigma 2 by E2. So if E1 is more than E2, sigma 1 is more than sigma 2. So that means The stress induced eventually in the composite bar depends upon the material property also, and material property is Young's modulus. So stiffer the material, E1 is more than E2. So how do you calculate Young's modulus? And stiffness we have defined somewhere else. So if I give you stress strain diagram, friends, then slope of this defines tangent of theta defines the modulus of elasticity, and eventually it is related to stiffness of the material. So material property stiffness or Young's modulus. So if E1 is more than E2, sigma 1 is more than sigma 2, because sigma 1 by E1 is equal to sigma 2 by E2 in the composite parallel bars. So stiffer the your material, more is the stress shared by it. And now load, how do you calculate the load? Load carried is the stress multiplied by area. So you multiply the stress with area and you get the load, and we have to share the load also. So sigma 1 into A1, no, A1 A2 is also different. So P1 is this. Now see this formula, strain is equal. So if material has more stiffness, more modulus of elasticity and more cross section area, load sharing will be more, right? So let me take you back, friends. Now I told you sigma 1 over sigma 2 is equal to E1 by E2, which is also called modular ratio. This is only material property. So stress sharing depends on the materials, right? But when we say load sharing, it is P1 by P2 is equal to E1 A1 over E2 A2. So what is now E1 E2? That is a material property. A1 A2 geometric parameter. So load sharing depends upon the geometric parameter also and material property also, whereas stress sharing only depends upon the material property. So that is how you have to understand, and this formula is already known to you. So see, all these derivations and formula you already know, but the interview question was, what is the difference between load sharing and stress sharing, and is there any difference between the two? There you should have some kind of idea, right? That is what we say, that this interview questions are little different. So high modulus of elasticity, high area of cross section, greater proportion of total load is carried, right? So now this is a typical parallel bar composite example where load or axial load W is applied, so common extension or strain will be there. So different materials and different things are there. Modular ratio, how it is to be defined, and all these things are known to you. So stiffer material has more share of load, and strength of different materials are properly utilized. Now let me take you to the next level of difficulty. Stress concentration at sudden change in cross section. Now he enters into stress concentration, because in this very question he starts with the stress, he takes you to the composite direction, and then he talked about stress concentration, then he talks about the impact loading and connects the two. That is where the entire question was, stress concentration at sudden change in cross section. So composite bar, when it has a sudden change in cross section or there is a step, so how the stress lines will behave? Is there any disruption, or do you know the concept of stress concentration? Because that is where the discontinuity comes and that is where the failure comes. Eventually he is going to link stress concentration with failure, right? So that is what he is going to do. So stress distribution, non-uniform distribution eventually leads to, at the corners or edges, leads to stress concentration, discontinuity and failure, right? So stress concentration factor is also there. He will ask you, have you heard about stress concentration factor? Do you know how it is defined? Yes, stress concentration factor is nothing but maximum stress at discontinuity to the normal stress. And the example I have given you here. So if there is a discontinuity, then there is a maximum stress induced. Where will be the maximum stress? Sir, maximum stress will be induced where stress concentration, where the discontinuity is maximum, where minimum cross section area is there, and then there is a nominal stress, and the ratio of these two gives you stress concentration factor. Now what is the significance of stress concentration factor? If you calculate it, you will also link where particular design or particular component can fail. So stress concentration factor, do you know? He will ask you what is the significance of that, why do we calculate? He will ask you that also, right? So this is how we define stress concentration factor, friends, at the discontinuity. And does it depend upon the type of loading? So from there he entered, yes, it depends upon a couple of factors. It depends upon the geometry of the discontinuity, it depends upon the cross sectional area, material property also, nature of loading. So that is from where he picks it up, nature of loading. So stress concentration factor, which is so important for failure, it further depends upon the nature of loading, right? So nature of loading mein then he comes, Do you know the type of loading? I mean, gradual loading, impact loading, sudden loading. You must have heard impact and sudden loading and all. So yes sir, I know there's a gradual loading and the characteristic is this, and then there's a example is this, and then the stress and strain is calculated like this, and there's a impact loading when I apply the force suddenly, and when impact loading is there, so there's a kinetic energy or velocity comes into picture, dynamic effects come into picture, vibration and transient stresses come into picture. This is the characteristic of impact loading sir. This is what you defined. So gradual or static loading and impact loading you decided, and then hammering, hammer is striking a nail. Wherever in the construction site you are applying the force suddenly, that is an impact load, and impact load everybody knows has a different kind of stress analysis than gradual load, right? So most of the construction site पे हम impact load लगाते हैं. अब स्ट्रेस और स्ट्रेन में अगर हम देखेंगे क्या फॉर्मूला होता है भाई, ग्रेजुअल लोड और इंपैक्ट लोड में क्या होता है, तो आपने सबने ये फॉर्मूला किया है. दिस फॉर्मूला एवरीबडी नोज दैट स्ट्रेस इंड्यूस्ड ड्यू टू इंपैक्ट लोड इज मोर देन ग्रेजुअल लोड. सो W/A इज द नथिंग बट ग्रेजुअल स्ट्रेस इंड्यूस्ड, एंड दिस वन स्टैटिक स्ट्रेस विच इज कॉल्ड, एंड दिस इज द इंपैक्ट फैक्टर. आपने ये भी किया हुआ है इंपैक्ट फैक्टर. तो अब फिर वो नेक्स्ट में आ गया कि इंपैक्ट लोडिंग में जो स्ट्रेस इंड्यूस होता है वो क्यों ज्यादा होता है. तो stress induced in impact loading is more. Do you know why it is more? This is the answer. Now this is a difficulty level 2. Again it comes to low degree difficulty level. Dynamic effects हैं because of the inertia of the material, because of the wave propagation, because of the lack of time for stress distribution. वो आपको force करेगा कि सोचो कि जब आप impact load लगाते हो और gradual load लगाते हो, why stress induced in impact load is more? What do you think? Then you start thinking. I'm sure you have not read this in college, but you start thinking and read it. If some of you will start thinking in this direction, and this is nothing difficult, जब आप पढ़ोगे तो आपको लगेगा हाँ यार I could have thought of it. जब आप इसकी डायरेक्शन में सोचोगे, just think why in the impact load stress induced is more than, and why I am reading impact load, because actual में तो impact load होता है. Just imagine construction site पे what are you doing? Load is impact load. So आपने impact load को पढ़ना start किया. Wave propagation, lack of time for stress redistribution, very very important concept. So there is a lack of time. There is a lack of time due to stress distribution. That is how it goes. Energy absorption, that is also the concept friends, and magnification, dynamic magnification factor. ये सारे reasons, and I am very sure you don't read it in your college, right? You read it finally when you become practicing engineer. You start reading all these concepts. But if you start thinking on those lines, obviously that is what he wants, right? How is impact load different from suddenly applied load? Have you heard about sudden load and impact load? Yes sir, impact load का एक टाइप है सडन लोड. सडनली अप्लाइड लोड इज अ स्पेशल केस ऑफ अप्लाइड लोड, इम्पैक्ट लोड वे वेलोसिटी जीरो एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ एप्लीकेशन, बट समथिंग इज हिटिंग यू विद वेलोसिटी. जैसे आपने हैमर पकड़ा और दूर से लेके आए और जोर से मारा, तो आप एनर्जी के साथ उसको मारा आपने, विद काइनेटिक एनर्जी और विद द वेलोसिटी यू हिट इट, so that becomes the impact load. So if that velocity is zero, it becomes the sudden load, right? So what is impact factor, sir? This is impact factor. How do you define impact factor? What is the minimum and maximum value of impact factor? Minimum value can be 2, maximum value unlimited है, कुछ भी हो सकती है, theoretical limit इसकी कोई नहीं है. तो फिर ये आपने डिफाइन किया कि जितना छोटा होता जाएगा ये वैल्यू उतनी बड़ी होती जाएगी. That is how you define. Can you tell me on what factors impact factor, on what variables does it depend? Yes sir, it depends upon the velocity of impact, stiffness of the material, time of loading, all these things. Now comes level 5 question, most difficult level. Is there any relation between stress concentration factor and impact factor? Even I have never heard about it. That when the student, बाकी चीजें मैंने सुनी थी, but जब मेरे को ये feedback student ने दिया कि सर इसके बीच में कोई relation है, even I have not heard about it. Then I started searching. And yes, there is a stress concentration factor or impact factor. So friends, even if you don't answer level 5 question, most difficult level, does not matter. लेवल 4 तक अगर आप हिट कर रहे हैं, मेरे को लगता है सिलेक्शन हो जाएगा. लेवल 5 में सोच भी लिया आपने तो आपका निकल सकता है. सो स्ट्रेस कंसंट्रेशन फैक्टर ये है और रिलेशनशिप इन दोनों के बीच में ये है, राइट? इम्पैक्ट इफेक्ट्स हैं और ब्रिटल मटेरियल आर मोर ससेप्टेबल, फटीग अंडर इम्पैक्ट. तो स्ट्रेस कंसंट्रेशन फैक्टर और अब जो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर एंड स्ट्रेस कंसंट्रेशन फैक्टर, व्हाई ही इज कंसिडरिंग बोथ टू टुगेदर? बिकॉज इन द रियल लाइफ the design part will take into consideration the stress factor and how you apply the load, that is the impact factor. So impact factor, stress concentration factor, together if you have the knowledge, you can very well predict where the failure will come, whether it will come or not. That was all about this interview of the student, and it must have lasted 1 hour. I am sure you got a feel of strength of material question, real question of SOM, and we will get many such questions, we will share with you. बट उसका होमवर्क करना पड़ेगा टीचर्स को, जितने भी टीचर्स हैं, जब बच्चों ने फीडबैक हमारे पास दिया है यूरोपीडिया में, तो हम उसका होमवर्क करेंगे कि कैसा क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है, कैसे वो आगे चलते हैं, हाउ इट गो. आपके दिमाग में आएगा यार ये तो मैंने कभी पढ़ा नहीं है, इतना डिफिकल्ट, हाउ कैन आई प्रिपेयर. बट बिलीव मी फ्रेंड्स, when you go through this document and you can get this document, you can join our free WhatsApp groups और our Telegram groups. हमारा यूरोपीडिया का जो टेलीग्राम ग्रुप है, आप उसमें जुड़ जाओ, ये सारे डॉक्यूमेंट हम वहाँ पे शेयर करते हैं, तो आप उस टेलीग्राम ग्रुप में इन डॉक्यूमेंट्स को ले सकते हैं. एंड द मोमेंट यू रीड दिस, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट ओके, आई थिंक आई कैन अप्रोच, आई कैन थिंक ओवर दिस. दिस इज ऑल अबाउट प्रैक्टिस. When you don't swim, you think how this guy is swimming like a fish, but when you start swimming, you also start swimming like a fish. Practice will make you perfect. And for interview also, it is not the knowledge friends, it is the practice. So start doing practice and I am very sure you will do good. Thank you.